Chapter 4, Scene of the Crime. Hopefully you're all having a great day. A few minutes after your discovery of Nick's laptop, Angelina taps her foot as you, Dante, and John methodically search her bedroom. So let me get this straight. You think Nick was killed somewhere other than his suite, then dragged there and tossed out the window? Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Now, you're trying to figure out where Nick was actually killed, and my room is your first stop? Angelina Dumont, the girlfriend. Yours is the only other suite on the 3rd floor. It would be easier to drag Nick's body between wings than it would be to carry him upstairs. Dragged by me? Are you out of your mind? Angelina. I want to go with that, but we'll just go with we had to start somewhere. It's not personal, your room's on the right floor, and it's somewhere Nick would have a reason to be. There are plenty of rooms between our suites that Nick would have had reason to be in. None of which or as much privacy as this one, though. Angelina sinks on her bed, her face is puffy from crying, her eyes dark from exhaustion. Fine, just look at what you have to do and go, please. I don't have the energy for this. You nod for Dante and John to keep looking, and they resume searching through her belongings. Underwear drawer, nothing in there. After searching her main dresser, you take a seat beside her. Actually, I have a few more questions for you, if you don't mind. I told you everything earlier. Almost everything. I'm sorry to pry, but you didn't mention that you and Nick were having problems. She stiffens and glances accusingly at John's back as he continues looking through another set of drawers. So what? That's what this investigation of yours is based on, gossip? You're dodging the question. Nick and I are fine, or were. You were fine? Then why would there be gossip? We're celebrities, there's always gossip. Oh, Finn, should we be worried about this? You look away from Angelina to see Dante holding a blood-spattered high-heeled shoe. She sighs, oddly unfazed. It's a prop for the game. Nick put it there a few days ago. Examine the shoe as she looks at it wistfully. That would explain why the blood smells like red paint. I think we can safely file this under not a clue. Dante returns the prop to the floor, moving to search her makeup cabinet next. God, he was so excited for this weekend, and it was all for nothing. Were you excited for this weekend? I was happy that Nick was happy. Quick question, I'm guessing these aren't yours? Before you can press her further, Jen pulls a pair of boxer briefs from her closet. Definitely not hers. It's so subtle that you almost missed it, but she flinches a little when she sees them. Those are Nick's. He, must have left them here. Makes sense. And your room's in the clear. Doesn't look like, or smell like anyone was murdered in there. I just have one last question. She looks at you warily. Are there any other rooms you can think of that Nick might have been in last night? Other than here or his office, places he visited a lot? There's a meditation room on the 2nd floor he liked to use before parties. And a lounge on the same floor he was always hanging out in. Thanks. That gives us somewhere to start. You step outside and close the door to her suite, then look at John and Dante. Angelina just told us a lot more than she thinks. Those weren't Nick's boxers. How do you know? We were in his closet earlier. Did you see any of his underwear in there? They were all boxer shorts, not briefs. Actually, from the image you just showed, those are boxer brief shorts. Right. And because Nick and Angelina live together in a very tidy house, why would he have left a pair of his underwear in her closet? Clothes can end up in weird places when you're in a hurry to take them off. Or if you're afraid of anyone seeing them. Yeah, because they weren't Nick's. She was clearly having an affair. That would give her a strong motive to kill Nick, remove the boyfriend, get the money from his will, run off with her lover. Or what if Nick put the pieces together? What if he found out about the affair just before the party and confronted her? You turn your mind to her room, dialing the clock back to the last night, imagining yourself in her shoes. Now playing as Angelina. Nick, you sound crazy. Just tell me the truth, Angie. I found the boxer briefs. I know you're seeing someone else. Is he here tonight? You sigh, raise your chin, accepting the game is up. Oh boy, I've been having an affair with Steve. Or Pete. Interesting two choices. Well, I mean, okay, let me look at it from this perspective. Pete would keep the money, would rise in power. Steve's a lot of fun, but he isn't interested in the power, but he is interested in the money. Pete. You're cheating on me with my business partner? How could you? How could either of you right under my nose? I'm sorry. Neither of us ever wanted to hurt you. But you're always so busy, and Pete and I, we got to talking, and then... Well, I hope you're both very happy together. Wait, Nick, you don't mean... We're done. But where will I go? What about my monthly stipend? What about the media? Frankly, my dear, you should have thought of that before you leapt into bed with my friend. Panic surges through you as Nick turns for the door. You reach for him, your fingers curling into his sleeve. He pulls away, but you don't let go. No, you can't just throw me out. You can't! Wait, why are we assuming that she attacked him? Now playing as Finn. I don't want to believe it was Nick. Or believe it of Nick, but he wouldn't be the first guy to attack his partner because he thought she was stepping out on him. Maybe Angelina was defending herself? Or maybe she had nothing to do with Nick's death whatsoever. Being unfaithful to him does not automatically make her a homicidal maniac. No. But it doesn't make her innocent either. It's not a smoking gun, but it's a good reason to make her our prime suspect. And what if we find other evidence that points to someone else? Then, we make them our prime suspect. Murder's a messy business in more ways than one. A rich subject for fiction, frustrating as hell in real life. At least Angelina wasn't lying about the meditation room or the lounge. Nick could easily have been in either last night. Then let's start with the meditation room. We still need to figure out where the murder actually confronted him. You follow John to a so-called meditation room, expecting to find a zen space. But it's cluttered with electronic devices humming in strange patterns. The shelves are filled with branded bottles of cream and ointment. Is this supposed to be calming? I guess Nick told Crystal she could use the space while she was here. This is all very her. It's gonna be hard to sniff out any bleach beneath all the essential oil. Which could make this the perfect place to commit a murder. Let's get searching. You split up and scrutinize the room. Every shelf, every device, every inch of the floor, and there's some strange stuff. Heart monitor. Why does Crystal even have one of these? This is a weird collection, but it all seems harmless. Yeah, I don't see any signs of... Oh, no, you don't. I'm not letting you take any more of my things. You turn to find Crystal in the doorway, hands on her hips as she glares at all of you. Easy, we haven't taken anything, we're just searching the mansion for evidence. Then I have a crime of my own to report. My lucky statue has been missing since last night, and I want it back. Uh-oh. A missing statue? That could be a clue. How big was the statue? Maybe 15 inches. She's a meditative guide, not a garden ornament. She might also be a weapon. That would be a gross misuse of her. Did you see anyone near the room last night? I don't think so. I don't think we're going to find anything in here. It's clean, but not recently bleached clean. Sigh and look back to Crystal. Jen's right, but you were upstairs the longest last night. Do you remember anything odd from the time leading up to Nick's death? I don't. But honestly, I've been so stressed since Nick that my recall has gone to pieces. Actually, I came in here to do one of my patented crystal care de-stress regimens. Would you all care to join me? I'm sure you could use it. You wouldn't let us into your room a couple hours ago because you were afraid we'd murder you. Now you want us to close our eyes together? You just told me I'm trapped in a house with a murderer who could strike again. You can't blame me for having a reaction to that. That's a pretty fair point. But I figure even if one of you is the killer, you wouldn't strike with witnesses, especially if you're all relaxed and comfy. I could go for a little relaxation and comfort right now. I'm game, as long as you think the regimen of yours will unlock your memory. It usually unlocks something. How about it, Finn? I don't usually offer these sessions for free. Diamond choice, got it. He's dressed with crystal. Also unlock what, question mark? If you really think it'll help, what are you doing? Crystal has turned away, shucked off her dress, revealing a sports bra and leggings underneath. We need to get our bodies into the right state before we can meditate, and that, of course, means... Hang on. Amino acids! They supercharge the relaxation state. We'll absorb them into our skin via a Crystal Care branded moisturizing oil. What did you think she meant, Finn? I don't know, everybody's stripping off their clothes. He glanced at Dante to see that he's already shrugged off his jacket and pulled his shirt off over his head. No comment, John. Are you? John lets out the faintest sighs, shrugging off his shirt and jacket. Can we please just relax and get this over with? If you're uncomfortable, Finn, you can leave your shirt on. This is a safe and accepting space, whatever that means to you. Now she tells me. Fine. In for a penny, in for a pound. You slide your shirt off, enjoying the feeling of the warm, temperature-controlled air as it touches your skin. Okay, does feel nice in here. As long as I ignore the fact that I'm half naked in a room full of people I've known for less than 24 hours. Feels like a hell of a lot longer, though. Crystal sets a jar of massage oil in your hands. Massage oil, I hope? Now show yourself, or someone else, some deep self-care and massages into your skin. And don't worry, if you feel it tingle, it just means it's working. Thanks for the heads up. You glance between Crystal Care oil in your hands and your companions. Put the oil on myself, John, Dante. We'll go with myself. You put a few drops of oil in your hands and rub it over your arms. The smell of lavender and sea salt pricks through the air. Oh, that is nice. Oh, it had better be. I charge a lot for that oil. Do you feel it relaxing you? How am I supposed to tell? Take a moment. Breathe it in. You take a deep breath, letting the natural scent wash over you. Something deep inside you relaxes as if your brain is easing into a warm bath. Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, now you're ready. Crystal guides you to the center of the room and sits cross-legged beside a small bell. She gestures to the 3 cushions she set out for you. Now, please take a seat. Close your eyes. You all do as she asks, folding your legs and letting your palms rest loosely on your knees. We're on a journey to rid ourselves of the stressors clouding our hearts and minds. To begin this journey, we must give voice to the primary stressor we wish to purge. I name mine the prospect of being murdered by someone I misguidedly considered a friend. Finn, what would you like to name yours? My stressor is two hot, shirtless men sitting in a tiny room. Dante chuckles appreciatively to your laugh. You hear John sigh to your right. Heat is supposed to help you relax, isn't it? I'm just doing my part. Ease up, Dante. You're stressing her out, remember? Okay, I respect the game, but I'm going to have to ask you not to use my meditation sessions to pick up guys. Sorry, I had to shoot my shot. John, what is your stressor? Being in this room. Mine is the fact that Nick's not here. He would have had a real laugh seeing us like this. Stressors, so named. Now we banish you with purpose. Everyone, I want you to breathe in the clean scent of clear-mindedness on my count. 3, 2, 1, and push out the bad energy with sharp clarity. You huff a breath out, hearing Dante and Crystal do the same. John's breath sounds like a sharp clarity and more like someone waiting for the bus. John is so neat. Good. Let your breathing maximize your alpha brainwaves. Let it wake the corners of your mind that have been closed off to you. Crack your eyes open and watch Crystal as she breathes. Slowly, your shoulders relax. Her voice takes on a dreamy quality. Oh, I feel it. My stressor is vacating my body. It knows it's not wanted. I am wholly in control once more. Does that mean you remember a little bit more about last night? Anything you saw about after you went upstairs? I do. The storm frightened me, so I left the parlor and went up to my room. Did you see anyone else up there? Liz, briefly, and Steve. No, you saw Liz, but you didn't mention Steve when we were interviewing you. Crystal? Why didn't you mention Steve before? I did a small de-stressing session after I saw him. He looked so frustrated. He must have been purging along with all the other bad energy. He was frustrated about what? I don't know, but his energy really resonated with mine. I feel so frustrated myself sometimes, especially lately. The FDA and the AMA have never respected my work. I don't think respect is really part of their job descriptions. And now I'm bogged down with a total bogus lawsuit over one of my products. It's all... She stops and gulps down a deeper breath. It's all a blip in the face of the universe. I'm stronger than my detractors. I am worthy. I am well. I am cleansed. She releases a long breath and opens her eyes. I feel lighter already. Did that work for all of you? I sure sat down for a minute. That was a new experience, Crystal. Thanks. Absolutely. We should all do this more often. You'll be doing it alone. As Crystal closes her eyes and begins humming softly to herself, you step aside with Dante and John as you all get dressed. Steve said he was drinking alone in his room last night. He never mentioned being angry about anything. Sounds like he's hiding something. Let's check the lounge before we decide what to do about him. I don't want our approach to get too scattered. You catch Dante muttering to himself as you follow John down the second floor. 22, 24, 26. What are you doing? Counting the number of rooms we've passed since we left the meditation room. That many? Yeah, we may have to reassess our strategy if we don't find any leads in the lounge. He's right. Searching every room one by one will take more time than we have. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. John shoots you a wry look and opens the door, gesturing inside. Your bridge awaits. You step into a surprisingly bland lounge room. An inexpensive couch and an armchair sit beside a coffee table. This is the lounge Annalena was talking about? Are you sure? Yep, Nick was in here all the time. Do what? There's just a couch. I don't know. He always had me wait in the hall. He spins slowly, taking in the room. There's no shelves, no devices, no drink carts, nothing to indicate this room had a purpose. Do you think this could have been a chill-out room? That's what the meditation room was for, and his den, and personal home theater, library, and... Okay, point taken. Whatever he was doing in here, it didn't involve getting murdered. The place smells like cheap Nagahide. We should move on. The hell was that word, and what? Let's at least give it a once-over. It shouldn't take long. Dante nods and kneels to examine the floor. Meanwhile, you find yourself drawn to the couch. Okay, that's weird. There are almost no indents in the cushions. The only thing to do in this room is sit, and these chairs look like they've never been sat in. What the hell else was he doing in here, then? Can you two come and tell me if I'm imagining things? And Dante joined Jun by the panel in the wall that, after a moment's scrutiny, you realize is set indifferently compared to the others. I see it. The corner sticks out a little bit. The battered book on a nightstand flashes into your mind. Murder by Midnight, your latest release, the one Nick had read so many times. Where the killer's hideout at a door hidden behind a wood panel. Wait a minute, let me try something. Feel at each corner of the panel until your fingertips find a latch. You press it and are rewarded with a soft click. Whoa! The panel silently moves aside to reveal a passageway. The sound of movement echoes from within. Wherever and whatever this leads to, someone's in there. Then, do you want to lead the way? Nodding, he unholsters his taser and steps into the passageway, his eyes laser-focused on the sliver of light ahead. Stay behind me. You and Dante follow Jun down the dark passage to another doorway. The door stands ajar, though you can't see past Jun. Hold it right there. He kicks open the door to reveal a figure holding a lighter to a document. Farah. It's not sus at all. Bloody hell. Her lighter falls to the floor with a clatter as she raises her hands. You take in the small, secret room as Farah stares at all of you. Among the books, a few framed paintings are stacked against the shelves. What are you doing? What is this place? I'm housekeeping a secret office. It's important work. Most people forget to clean up their secret offices. Very funny, now try again, the truth this time. She sighs, leans against the desk. Fine, Mr. Taser and Company. Welcome to me and Nick's secret crime lair. Secret what lair? Secret crime what? Who are you, really? I'm Farah Sabri, the bubbly socialite that every wealthy idiot is gagging to have at their parties, galas, exhibitions, which makes it so much easier to liberate the stolen art pieces in their private collections and return them to the rightful homes. Okay. You're an art thief? God, you're serious, aren't you? When someone's pointing a taser at me, yes. Oh no, a taser, whatever will we do? And where did Nick come into this operation? She smiles, sadly. He's the only other person who figured it out. What I was really up to. He accidentally caught me in the act at a party a few years ago. But instead of calling for security, he asked what I was doing. Curiosity is rare from those who've made their wealth off the backs of others. So I enlightened him about the centuries of colonization he and his rich friends were actively participating in. and he agreed with me. The jerk. And Nick being Nick, he decided to help you, didn't he? Another puzzle piece slots into place as you remember Farah's interview. The lie she told that you couldn't quite figure out. Piece together an extra detail about Farah. And when you disappeared earlier in the night, way before Nick's fall, you weren't enjoying yourself in your room like you told me. You were here. You've got me there. I was depositing a few pieces I recently collected, so Nick could help me send them back to their homes. It's not cheap or easy to discreetly ship art worth millions, but Nick bankrolled the entire operation. Very thoughtful. Those emails we found on Nick's laptop. The pickups and drop-offs. John thought Nick was involved in a smuggling operation. But it was him helping you with this, wasn't it? Technically it is smuggling, so I wasn't wrong. Oh, Nicky. I did tell you to delete the emails. But yes, that's another loose end for me to tie up, I guess. So, you're basically a hotter Catwoman? I went with it, don't at me. She lets out a warm laugh, but it's a little lower than any laugh you've heard from her before, her real laugh. If she were a bi-Egyptian woman without the tolerance for latex and cat hair, sure. I like to think that I'm the whole package, even if the most of the contents are classified. Unfortunately, my work with Nick left a bit of a paper trail when I was trying to clean up when, well, you all happened. So this is why you weren't thrilled about our investigation? Can you blame me? You're unknown. You could be the killer or an incompetent do-gooder, but to stick your nose where it doesn't belong. Once you said the cops were coming, I had to destroy everything linking Nick and me to the operation before they could find it. Or before you did. You think we threw you to the cops? You, maybe. John, absolutely. Finn, I don't know. She's a wild card. It's assuming that this operation of yours had nothing to do with Nick's death. Why should we believe that it didn't? Because even if you think I'm some kind of killer, Nick's death doesn't just endanger the operation. It endangers me. Study her, looking for any sign that she's lying to you. She returns your scrutiny, her gaze intelligent but open. Feels like she's telling us the truth, but is it the whole truth? Could she have a reason to want Nick dead? He knew too much. Perhaps. You think of what she told you, trying to picture her as the killer and the murder that changed everything. Now, playing as Farah. You corner Nick in the secret office where you stow your liberated art and confront him. You're skipping on the payments. I need more. Nick raises a confused eyebrow and glances at the priceless painting stacked against the wall, which is fair because you brought them all here. Sorry, I thought we were good on shipping arrangements, but if it's not enough, how much do you need? I don't know, just give me more. I don't think that would be something that comes out of her mouth. I want all of your money. Then how are we going to afford to ship these pieces? I thought the whole point was getting the art back to their homes. You hesitate, grabbing a stapler from the desk, raising it threateningly. I won't ask again. Oh, she gonna staple his lips shut. He knows too much, now playing as Finn. Farah's right. It'd make no sense for her to kill Nick, and she's the only one of the only people in the house with an alibi at his time of death. I agree. I have a lot of questions. Farah has been lying to us, but you can't agree or argue with an alibi. That doesn't mean she had nothing to do with Nick's death. She folds her arms, regarding John with equal suspicion. You do realize that I have no reason to trust you either, right? Any of you? Any one of you could be the killer, and now you know enough to put me away until I'm 100. You could easily use it to frame me. What would make you feel better about trusting us? I'm obviously joining your little band to keep an eye on you for starters. But if you want my trust... She fishes a bottle of whiskey from a cluttered desk and tilts it towards you. You want to make a super secret toast? I want to get you drunk and ask you questions until I can trust that you aren't a risk to my life or my cover. Nick did the same to prove himself to me. If you're willing, and I mean all of you, then maybe I'll be able to relax around you. It'd be good to have one more ally to trust, if I can get her to trust us. Or she's lulling you into this false sense of security so you'll believe her, but you know. Clearly you're bright, you're beyond your years, right? I'm game. How do you want to do this? Grins as she fishes a few glasses from the drawer and pours out 4 shots. Hope this stuff's good. Let's make it interesting. You each answer a question, and we'll guess if you're telling the truth. The person answering drinks if anyone guesses right. But if you guess wrong, you drink. Okay, so guess right. Okay, alright. Now that sounds more like the Farah I know. How much of that Farah is real, anyway? She winks at you. All the best lies are at least a little bit true. You can have that one for free. I have a question for you. What's the spirit Mr. Tall, strong and stormy? What were you stealing when Nick caught you at the party a few years back? She laughs fondly. A Nigerian statuette, a bronze piece from the 14th century, absolutely gorgeous, just sitting in a hedge fund manager's corridor. It was small, but I'd be underestimating the size. Nick caught me trying to stuff it into a handbag that was frankly too small for the job. A handbag? That's how you handle high-stakes art theft. It was early in my career, and besides it was New Year's Eve party. I thought everyone would be too drunk to notice. There's no way that's true. Agreed. If you've been doing this for years, you've gotta be more competent than that. Yeah, I think she's lying. Thanks for the vote of confidence, but I really was that sloppy back then. Drink up. How do we know this whiskey is safe to drink? Jen, come on. She's one of the only people in the whole house with an alibi. Why would she kill us? That depends on how desperate she is to keep her secrets quiet. He has a point. She rolls her eyes and takes a deep swig from her glass. She makes a show of swallowing. I promise I haven't spent the last 2 years making myself immune to some obscure poison. It's safe, I drink. Bottoms up. You take a large gulp of whiskey as Dante and John do the same. It burns all the way down and she grins approvingly. Alright, John, your turn. Is it true that you got a medal for your service as a Green Beret? No. Where did you hear that? Undisclosed sources. He leans closer to you and Dante. I think he's lying. I think that would be a weird thing to lie about, so I say he's telling the truth. Study him. He nurses his whiskey, avoiding your gaze. I think he's telling the truth. Why would anyone lie about not getting a medal? Especially John. You should really listen to me when I say that I know things, Finn. He's definitely lying. She's right. Seriously? I did get a medal, but I wouldn't say it was well-earned. A medal's a medal, John. I guessed right. It looks like Dante and Finn didn't believe you, so bottoms up, everyone. You, John, and Dante take a long swig from your shot glasses. Oof, that's strong. Damn. Feel like I can't trust my instincts about anyone anymore. Hopefully you can still trust yourself, Dante, because I saw that movie where you kiss Florence Pug, and I have burning questions. Do you enjoy those kinds of scenes? Are they as romantic as they look on screen? They aren't bad, but between remembering the blocking, my lines, and having an entire set watching you, it's more business than pleasure. I don't believe it. There's no way you don't enjoy getting paid to kiss gorgeous co-stars. Maybe you wouldn't, but I believe Dante on this one. So far I've been wrong. I think Dante's trying to fool us. All this talk of professionalism is him trying to deflect from the truth. I bet he only goes for roles with the hottest love interests. I think that's what a therapist would call projection. Yeah, sorry to project all you want, but I was being honest. Fine, we'll drink up. May we find our own starlets to kiss one day, or hunks, if that's more your speed. And Farrah clink your glasses together and take a swig. Those are more whiskey in here. Now who's next? I have something to ask Finn. Do you have anyone waiting for you back home? Oh, Jun Xiang. Are you using this game to flirt? What? No, none of us have ever met Finn before yesterday. She's the biggest unknown in the house. I'm just trying to get a better picture of her. I didn't say it was a bad thing, Jun. You can't help but chuckle if you give an honest answer. No, I don't have anyone waiting for me. Why not? You wink at him. He flushes and looks down, but you notice him hiding a small smile. I think she's telling the truth. I'll back that. And I think she's lying. Drink up, Farrah. Interesting. She takes a drink and you share several more rounds, asking each other questions until she drains her glass and sets it down with a clink. Congratulations, none of you give off undercover cop or narc energy. Isn't the whole point for undercover cops not to give off that energy? In theory, yes, but most of them have a tell. I still have a lot of questions, but I like seeing this side of you, Farrah. I'm reserving judgment. But this wasn't as bad as I expected, and I think you're being honest about the whole secret double life part. How touching. I'll have being honest about my lies printed on a t-shirt. Now, for what it's worth, it's nice to know that you're all capable of having a little fun. If you trust us, then I have one more question for you. A serious one this time, and I need you to tell us the truth. Okay. You clearly knew a different side of Nick that we didn't. Can you think of anything he might have done to make someone want to kill him? She searches your eyes, then sighs. I can, actually, and it's big. Nick had decided to give away every cent of his fortune to charity, effective this weekend. Wait, what? What do you mean, every cent? His house, his possessions, his position as CEO of Whoosh. Everything. Why would he do that? Guilt, I think. His wealth had been weighing on him for a while, even before we started collaborating. She glances at you, quietly approving smile playing about her lips. I think you might have had something to do with that, Finn. I never asked him to give up everything. But you made him aware of the ethical implication of who he'd become. His words, he was worried about his impact on the world. So this was a goodbye party. He was saying goodbye to luxury. A memory nags at you, a memory of something Steve said of all people. That's what changed for the killer. After tomorrow, everyone Nick wrote in his will would get 1/10 of nothing. So unless someone knew to kill Nick before he emptied his bank accounts and sold off his assets. Exactly. We've just found our motive. Imagine ending someone because they wanted to give back to the world and become humble again and whole. Without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description, plenty of links and things to check out and whatnot, ways to support, and be greatly appreciated, because without viewers like you, pretty much this channel is DOA. So, again, keep that in mind. Aside from that, hopefully you're all having a great day. Today is Friday. Hopefully you have a great weekend. For those of you who, celebrate the little bunny rabbit, hey, happy bunny rabbit. And what all implications it means. Otherwise, for those of you who don't, hey, have a great weekend. As for me, I'll say, a lot of content creators, and I'll just make this quick. A lot of them set out to be rich and famous, and, then you've got people who are like, eat the rich, and yet they sit in multi-million-dollar homes. and are completely utter BS. I'm sure if you know a few content creators or you're in the space, you can figure out who I'm talking about, or at least a couple of them. And let me just put it this way: I never got into this for the money, right? Making content. I never really did. I got into this to have fun, share things that I was into, and try and make a difference. When I first started, I literally tried to make a video about, you know, helping people and saving their lives, especially if they were at their wits' end and whatnot. And YouTube actually almost took down this channel because of that. Um, because they said this was not the platform for that, and that those types of videos, me trying to motivate and help people, was not basically what this platform's about. And they don't give a crap as long as, you know, they make their money. They don't care what you make as long as it doesn't negatively impact, you know, people who promote things on this platform. Anyway, um, with that being said, uh, the only thing I've ever wanted out of this channel was really a plaque, maybe on the wall if there was enough people to subscribe, right? And again, without viewers like you and getting the word out that we even exist, I wouldn't even be where I am, let alone I would like that someday. Even if I'm long gone and turned to dust afterwards, at least I accomplished my dream, my goal. But, you know, maybe one day just having the ability to cover Choices VIP and then, you know, maybe pay for some bills or medical or whatnot. That's really the only thing I ever wanted. Otherwise, I would have pretty much gave away any excess. I'm a man who lives by very simple means, and I enjoy the simple life. You know, it really is nice at times, especially if you enjoy it with others. Really, it can make your life look and feel completely different and whole. So, without further ado, thanks for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.